Mm. Ooh, refreshing drinks. Ah, that's good shit. Hello, chat. Hi, welcome to another episode of what I'm going to start calling GDE, Games Done Efficiently, because this is not a speed run, but we're doing things a little bit faster than normal, technically. So, is a speed run, but isn't. I'm just showing you the fastest way to clear a game. That's all. In a casual sense. This is not me finding every bug I can possibly find and destroying my favorite games. This is just me having no life and beating these games over and over for fun, so I know how to do it. I want to do one on Bendy, and I thought about it, but then I was like, well, I already did a black and white duology, which you should go watch. It's good. It's cool. I'm also going to do one for Dark Revival after this, along with possibly a clip montage of Luke the Notable. I've thought about that. But anyway, while I've got your guys' attention, go ahead and do the YouTuber things, but only if you enjoy the rest of this video. And if you'll look in the description down below, I have links to my Discord server and a throne wish list that I've just started. So if you want to no longer look at this TV screen and have slightly better audio quality for future recordings, please go ahead, check all that out, and let's get into it. So we are doing Bog Easy today. Bog Easy is based off of Big Easy from New Orleans, and I think it's an actual attraction in Disney. So if you go to Disney World, you can actually visit Big Easy, not Bog Easy, but Big Easy, I believe, is an actual thing. I might be tripping, though. Anyway, we're going to blast these children, because, one, I don't like them, but two, I need the shiny things. And there we go. There's our 15. Let me get these guys to fuck off. They do like to bother you. I'll turn them in a moment. Actually, no, I don't. I don't have to. Also, look, they're sitting with us. They were there for a moment. Alright, and be gone. Stupid child. Die. This is not part of the speedrun, I just want to kill that child. Alright, so. As far as projectors go, the Lonesome Manor Bog Easy section is going to be the biggest hurdle. It's pretty bad. Too much talking. Gotta keep hydrated. Hydrate, chat. Remember, dude, you stay hydrated. But these projectors are gonna be your worst because they have lots of platforms and these guys around and lots of hazards. So you gotta get your timings right. For example, this chair here will try to whack you. And that guy's there. So if you time it right, you can dash under that. I tried, but it didn't work. I didn't have to do that. I thought I was off timing because that guy hit me. It's been a minute since I played this game, so this isn't going to be perfect. But the goal is there, right? So our goal here is to get through Lonesome Manor to the doctor, beat him up, and leave. That is the goal here, and that's going to consist of a couple of little side objectives. If you're doing a 100% run, I will show you where Donald's parts are, but I'm not going to go through and dig them up, because I don't have time for that. One of them I can never remember precisely where it is, because it never fucking gives it to me, and I don't know why, but I get robbed. But it's alright. Bog Easy is a relatively simple section. This isn't too hard. We're just going to talk to Gilbert here, and he's going to convince us to go spook some guys. But we don't want to do that. Actually, we do. As a matter of fact, we want to scare Lewis, who is in the back over there on the other side. So we're going to do a thinner jump here. Up to here, and over to this tree. This will activate the intro cutscene with the shack back there that we need to get to. And then we're going to use this tree to skip some platforming. And we're just going to go straight to the shack. Going to thin out his lights, and then Gilbert here will do the rest for us. Scare the shit out of this guy, and then we can leave. And that is all it takes. Boom, we are on to the manor. Very simple. You have to do one thing here. Now we just click a few buttons and get the fuck out of here. Lonesome Manor has probably the most quests-wise, but it's really holy lag spike. Okay, I was gonna do a jump where you jump on these to get across, but that lag really fucked me there. That was weird. It's worth noting, this is a Switch system, so being, you know, Nintendo Switch, it's gonna fuck with you a little bit sometimes, but it's not a super consistent issue. You'll be fine. Just a couple little hiccups here and there. The game wigs out sometimes, but that's all. It's usually just like a lag spike or two. It's nothing game-breaking ever. There's a couple of sections where you can like get stuck falling on a platform because you're not supposed to be standing there, but the game will just teleport you back to the last spot you were standing on, so it's not like run killing or anything. There's no soft locks that I've found. This is kind of irritating. I hate that I have to wait for this. It just kind of irks me. Ooh. We jumped past that guy. Barely. We're gonna wait just a tick, so we don't miss that platform there. And we're just gonna leave. Yes, there's a reel on the other side, so if you're doing 100%, the reel is over there. There's also a reel in that cubby I opened up with the lever. So there's a couple of reel locations for you. Maybe I'll go through and do a 100% run at some point. I would like to if I ever complete the 100% run, but I am missing a single silver pin, and not a single walkthrough I have ever seen shows me where it is. I might be blind, I might be crazy, but I have looked everywhere, and I cannot find it. For the life of me, I cannot find it. I don't know where it is. But it's in a room that I've never seen before, apparently. Yeah, there's another switch from there. There's textures loading in slowly. I think that's funny. It's also the only time that happens in this game. It shows you that this game was play-tested, but only to make sure it was functional, not that it looked good. So there's like graphical errors here and there. They don't care. That was not part of the programming. They do not give a shit about that. So that dock is going to appear here, and he's going to yap at us and drop that box up there. And what we're going to do is we are going to attempt a pretty cool little jump here. This is a difficult trick to get on your first couple of tries, but you place a TV here. And you use the little bit of extra height to get up there. It's weird because of the camera angle, but if you can figure out the movement system, you'll get it pretty consistently. It's not super difficult. But just little optimizations like that, because normally you have to go over and thin out a third column to jump on that instead. But with doing that, you just save a little bit of time. It's not a lot, but just enough to make it worth something. We're gonna use this here, over here, so they don't kick our asses immediately. Hello? Ooh. Unhappy game. Unhappy game. Oh no. That's not right. What the fuck? Right there. Thank you. What the hell? That's not my fault. The game did not cooperate with me there. That's got nothing to do with me. I didn't do that. I just like to break things. I've got plenty of tickets. By the way, again, I think I've said this before, but once again, if you're doing a run of this and you want to, if you want to challenge yourself, especially with a 100% run, you're going to want the extra tickets, because there's going to be a couple of times you miss a couple of power sparks you were supposed to grab, or you miss an animatronic part, you know. In fact, it's a lot faster if you have the tickets to just buy the parts, because it saves you having to run around and pick them up. So there is that, if you're considering doing this yourself. I just don't pick them up, because again, this is a 100% run. But if you do want to do 100%, there's your... I forgot that the screen is down here. I'm stupid. That's my fault. But, there you go. These projectors get a little more evil as time goes on. As you saw, there were a lot of sharp things in that. So you got to do some tight maneuvering here and there, or you'll just kind of lose time and get juggled a little bit sometimes, especially in the haunted house ones. Those are bad. I don't like the skeletons. They throw me around. They're mean. But anyway, I believe next is the foyer. The foyer has a couple of extra things that you can do. There's a ghost. There's a ghost over there in the corner under those stairs. Colonel Pete's history logs are behind that tune wall that the stairs just revealed. So there you go. There's another 100% thing for you. There's one of Pete's quests. Pete will want that from you, so there's a reel in there for you if you need that. But what we are going to do is farm a couple of these guys up for just a minute, because it's nice to have the sketches for the docks section later. How are we on sketches? Okay. What is this? Stop that. I didn't mean to do that. This game isn't the most functional thing in the world. Yeah, we're just gonna beat these guys up for a minute. Okay. Alright, we're good. Now, we're gonna use these tables. Hit him with one of these. Okay, now you can use a watch sketch or an anvil sketch here. I prefer to use an anvil, because watches are valuable. We just want to use an anvil to keep that button pressed down so we don't have to worry about the timer. And there you go. It's not something you have to do if you're super consistent with the pathing, not platforming. I was going to say platforming. See, you can tell I'm having a stroke. This is what happens when I talk too much. But you can tell it's not required. If you're good at the platforming, you can just kind of skip that little talent skip thing that I tried to do. I like it just because it's a cool thing that you're not supposed to do that you can do. I just like the little trick. And right now we have this guy who's going to try to spook us, but we're just going to jump over him. That guy will shove you back down the stairs if you don't jump over him. So make sure you clear his head. I also goofed and fell in the hole because I'm a little bit silly and a little bit out of practice. But it's alright. So, stretcher room is fairly simple. You really just want to make sure that you don't accidentally spin too far. One of Donald's parts is behind one of these paintings, so make sure you go in there and you go inside the paintings and run around all the hidden rooms in there and stuff. Yeah, this is a fairly simple puzzle. It's not too complicated. You just gotta do all the things right. They're going to spin around and do their thing, and we're just going to kind of chop it up and spin it back around and fix it. That's all. Nothing too complicated. See, like, that one's already fixed. See, look at that. So yeah, there's little rooms in here, so you just want to make sure that you can spin these and get in there and make sure that there's nothing in there that you need. I don't remember which one of these it is in, but Donald's part is in here somewhere. So that's all the lower ones done. We're going to move up to the next layer. That's as simple as this is. It's very easy. There's a tombstone on that one. This guy needs his pants, so we're going to spin that around to the shorts. And this guy needs his little buddy, who is over there. And there you go. Spin that back down. Okay, now we're gonna... Where... That needs two. We're gonna come over here. That one also needs two. We're gonna come over here. I wish you could spin these separately without the whole thing going around and around. That would be nice. There's a second one. And here's the third one. Now, there is a gremlin in here that will do this puzzle for you, but I do not remember where it is, and I forgot. And I just don't want to look for it right now, because, you know, we're trying to do this quick as possible. So, we're just going to skip that little skip, because it's not necessary. If I ever remember what room he is in specifically, I'll do that skip, but for now, I kind of forgot he was there until like just now. I might have tried it otherwise. But if you don't feel like doing the painting puzzle yourself, you can pay a gremlin to skip it for you. This fire is kind of annoying, but it's alright. We're gonna go over that. Ooh, got a little pinned up there, but it's alright. Boom. Have a nightmare real quick, pretend like we're gonna fucking die, and then we wake up. Get the fuck out of here. Okay, library. Now, Madame Leona is kind of annoying for this sort of run. She just irritates me, because she has so many things that I feel like I can skip, and her triggers are just huge. If you step anywhere above the first floor, her trigger activates. I'm sure if you could find a way to get to the attic loft from there, you could probably skip her trigger, but I can't figure it out. So if there's a way to do that, you're free to go for it, but Madame Leona there is going to stop us from doing this. So what I always try to do is jump on this lion and just kind of yeet. But you see, the trigger is just so big, it yoinks you and just deposits me over here. You also fail a quest, you're not getting a book from Ian and Bog Easy, but I don't care about that. So what we're going to do, we're going to do this one first. And come over here and step on this. This one doesn't need an anvil. It's very straightforward. It is not difficult in any way. We're just going to run down here and paint that in. Now, there is a slobber at the end of this section if you only fix the bookcases. So you're incentivized to do the other quests, but if you know the slobber quick kill technique, you don't have to bother doing all that. Just remember that these are red-eye slobbers, so they're going to be a little bit tougher than regular slobbers, and they will require a watch sketch. you can technically do this skip without the watch sketch, but it's just a process. You won't get the one cycle kill. And we're aiming to do it in one attack cycle. So we're gonna burn our asses, apparently. Let me get a heal real quick. Money, because I can. Let me repair my wounds real quick. Alright. Now, if we go talk to Leona, she will let us out. Also, those guys get mad at you if you keep bashing them. Okay, we have settled the bookcases. So if you talk to her without doing the other two quests first, the door opens, but a slobber appears. And she won't kill this guy for you. Now that is a red eye. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a little something like this. We're going to trigger his attack, come over here, watch sketch, and thin. Make sure you jump to go backwards if you get too close. And this watch sketch will essentially let you one cycle his attack pattern. You'll see, boom, he melts. But it's only possible if you have full thinner, though, in most cases. Because as you can see, it takes 3 thinner bars to do what I just did. So, just be aware of that. You need at least 3 bars of thinner to do what I just did. So just make sure to keep up on your thinner bar. Or paint bar if you're doing a paint run. But again, the thinner bout is just faster. More often than not. This is another room where the thinner route is faster, which is the pipe organ. So the pipe organ wants us to fix him and play his song. We don't want to do that. So we're just essentially going to ignore him and pretend like he doesn't exist. And we're just going to do the song without him, because we can. So we're just going to climb up the angry pipes. Because playing his song is just kind of an irritating process. You have to jump across his big-ass keyboard and do all the precise key presses in the correct order. It's just a hassle. So we're not going to do that, because that's bullshit. Fortunately, the pipe organ's parkour is also kind of punishing if you fuck it up. So, you're going to want to follow me precisely here. Also, there is one of Donald's parts behind the shifting bookcases on the first floor of the library there on the right. I'm sorry I did not point that out. That is my bad. The final Donald part is up there. But we're not going to be doing that. So we are instead... I don't know why I jumped on that table. We are going to use these to kind of get a cheat up. So we're going to jump up here, because it kind of cheats a little. As you'll see, this pipe doesn't open. That's why we use it. Neither does this one. You just want to keep track of which pipes will open and which ones won't. If you jump too far forward, that pipe will catch you. You gotta be real careful there. If you get hit by a single one of those, you're going right back down to the bottom. So you have to do the whole process again. And that'll add up after a while, so it's not a huge time loss, but in the terms of like a speed run, it is. It's pretty bad. It's just kind of annoying. But it's not the biggest time loss. Now, Mad Doctor is a little bit difficult if you don't know what you're doing. I hate these stairs, by the way, because their geometry is shaped in such a way that you have to be real precise. I hate those stairs. The amount of times I've gotten caught on them and lost just a millisecond. But that's alright. The super precise jumping there is not the biggest thing in the world. Again, this is a GDE, not GDQ. So, See what I did there? Yes, I completely ripped that name off of GDQ, because GDQ streams are awesome. I remember watching the Doom 2016 one with Hugo Martin and Rytro. Because Rytro was like top of the category at the time. It was Doom 2016. Because 2016 has a lot of paper clipping, and it's really cool. Anyway, paper clipping is when you have like a pixel wide hole in a wall, and because of it you can like slip through it just a little bit and do something with that. Or like the textures aren't quite lined up, so you can kind of sneak through. It's pretty cool. But anyway, what he's doing here is breaking these. But what we're going to do is we're actually going to break these generators, because you can get to these pretty quickly. This one's first because this guy's slow. So he doesn't come out in time and gets locked in there. Now, more often than not, the spinner comes out. So what we're going to do is we're going to trick this guy. And we're just going to kind of jump over his head, pin him on the tune, and drop him into the pit. You're going to want to pick up whatever sketches he drops, because you need them. And then thin out that eye. Boom. Now, your goal with this tanker, not this guy, but the one ahead, is to thin out his armor and drop an anvil. So because I only have the one anvil, I'm going to use a watch sketch to set this up. But essentially, we're going to run at this guy, pop a guardian, pop a watch sketch, and then drop an anvil on his head. That kills him. It opens up, and we thin it out. Boom. And we're done. If I had multiple anvil sketches, I would have just went for it without the watch sketch. But I want to guarantee getting that skip, because having to defeat a tanker the normal way is just kind of taxing. It's a giant waste of time. There we go. Mad Doctor is now defeated, and we can go back home. As you can see, Lonesome Manor is not too long. It's probably going to be a little bit longer than what was the first one? Tomorrow City? Yeah, it's going to be a little bit longer than Tomorrow City. But overall, not too bad. It's not the worst thing. Ooh. Big yawns. Ooh. Do you like the name GDE? If you have any other suggestions for an acronym, by the way, I'm just kind of test running GDE because I just kind of like it and I think it's cool. But if you guys have any other suggestions, please go ahead and drop those down below. I'm totally open to suggestions there. I realize that sounds kind of derivative because it is. But I do like GDE. It's easily recognizable, you know? So when you see something like that, you've got a pretty good idea what's about to happen and what you're about to experience, you know? But yeah, this guy will give you Donald's other part, if you have the rest of them. And then you can fix Donald right there. But we don't really care about that, because again, we don't care about Donald. I'm sure someone else does, but we don't, because we don't have time for Donald. Donald is a waste of space. You can totally take that out of context. I realize that's pretty funny. Donald is a waste of space. He's not really. I mean, Daisy loves him, and they're kind of cute, honestly. They've got a weird, irritated mother kind of thing going on, so it's kind of cute, but, you know. Anyway, so that is Bog Easy and Lonesome Manor cleared out. Again, not too bad. But there you go. That is it for this one. I'm going to immediately record the next episode because I'm already recording, but you didn't need to know that, did you? If you enjoyed this video, again, go ahead, go do the YouTuber things, like, subscribe, give me a comment about, maybe if you want to see another game that I can learn, I will gladly go for it. Just make sure it's on Switch, unless you would like to potentially crowdfund me another console. Again, I may add that to Throne. I might put that on my Throne. But again, I have a Discord server down in the description. If you want to come join that, come say hi. We hang out a lot. I would like to start hanging out again. It's been a while since I've had visitors and an active chat, so it'd be cool if you guys could drop in. That'd be neat. And again, come chat with me. We can come up with some cool shit to do. There's also a Throne in the description if you want to donate a little bit to a couple of those things. I'm going to add a few more things to that once this is live. I'm kind of working on that wish list as we speak. But there you go. Next episode is a Shadow Bot and our finale. So that'll be the last episode of this. I will catch you guys next time. See ya.